protecting community safety is part of the police force's responsibility. But awareness and proactive self-protection against foreseeable disasters and dangers are equally essential. This not only safeguards individuals but also protects their loved ones and families. However, on July 1st, 2022, in Solon, Ohio, a tragic event shook the local community, leaving a profound impact on those involved. The case involved Augustine Antonio Tompkins, a 26-year-old man from Euclid, Ohio, accused of causing the death of his fiancée, Ishonna Pratcher, also 26 from Euclid. Ishonna was the mother of their two children, a 1-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl. The incident was not merely a traffic accident, but the consequence of a series of reckless decisions, dangerous behavior, and Tompkins's irresponsibility, resulting in an irreparable loss. To understand the severity of this case, let's follow the pursuit by the Solon, Ohio Police Department to apprehend the suspect on that fateful day. Solon, a peaceful suburban city in Cuyahoga County, Ohio, with a population of about 23,000, rarely witnesses such serious crimes. However, on a summer night in 2022, Highway 422 and the area near the I-480 I-271 interchange became the scene of a tragedy. The case began with a routine traffic stop, but quickly escalated into a brief chase, a severe car accident, and the death of a young woman, leaving two children motherless and a family shattered. On the evening of July 1st, 2022, officers from the Solon Police Department were patrolling I-480 eastbound near the I-271 interchange, close to Warrensville Heights. During their duties, an officer noticed a Jeep Cherokee moving erratically. The vehicle had no functioning taillights, a traffic violation, and was swerving across lanes, endangering other drivers. This driving behavior led the officer to suspect the driver might be intoxicated or breaking the law, prompting the decision to activate the patrol car's lights and signal the vehicle to pull over. The Jeep Cherokee, driven by Augustine Antonio Tompkins, became the focus of police attention. Inside the vehicle, besides Tompkins, were Ishonna Pratcher in the rear passenger seat and their two children, a 1-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl. At this point, the officers did not yet know the identities of those in the car, but the erratic driving and lack of taillights prompted immediate intervention. This marked the beginning of a chain of events leading to tragedy. When the vehicle finally stopped after slowly weaving through lanes, officers approached to conduct a check. They requested the driver, Tompkins, to provide identification, specifically his driver's license. However, Tompkins appeared flustered, unable to locate his wallet immediately, and repeatedly said things like, "I'm trying to help you," or "I've got a brother." Man. These statements may have been attempts to de-escalate or distract the officers. The officers noticed a strong smell of cologne emanating from the vehicle, a common tactic used to mask the odor of alcohol, drugs, or other illegal substances. This heightened their suspicion about Tompkins's condition. They also observed an adult woman, Ishonna Pratcher, and two young children in the car, making the situation more delicate. At this moment, Tompkins was identified as a potential suspect, not only for traffic violations, but also for his uncooperative behavior and signs of possible intoxication. A notable detail is that Ishonna Pratcher may have initially been driving, but Tompkins jumped into the driver's seat after the police signaled the vehicle to stop. This suggests he may have intentionally taken over to protect Pratcher, or for another reason. But this decision led to severe consequences. After the initial stop, Tompkins suddenly restarted the engine and sped off. Ignoring police commands, officers shouted, "Turn off the car!" and "Where are you going?" while reporting over the radio that the suspect was fleeing with two kids in the back. Tompkins's actions turned a routine traffic stop into a dangerous situation, endangering the lives of those in the vehicle and others on the road. Tompkins drove the Jeep Cherokee eastbound on Highway 422, turning off the vehicle's lights to avoid detection, a clear indication of his intent to escape. The Solon police, with support from other units, including a request for assistance from Warrensville Heights, initiated a pursuit. However, the chase did not last long due to the high speed and hazardous road conditions. Tompkins's vehicle reportedly flew into the air and burst into flames after striking an obstacle and crashing, indicating the sudden and catastrophic nature of the accident. Tompkins briefly evaded the Solon police after fleeing the traffic stop on I-480. However, he continued driving on Highway 422 near Harper Road, where the vehicle ultimately crashed. The accident was attributed to reckless driving, possibly due to Tompkins being intoxicated or losing control while attempting to escape. The crash occurred on eastbound Highway 422 near Harper Road when the Jeep Cherokee, driven by Tompkins, collided violently, resulting in severe damage and partially catching fire. The scene was chaotic, with the vehicle described as flying into the air before coming to a stop in flames. The impact was so severe that Ishonna Pratcher, seated in the back, was ejected from the vehicle and sustained fatal injuries. At the scene, Tompkins was seen holding one of the children after escaping the wreckage. Officers quickly approached, shouting, "Show me your hands!" and "Put the kid down!" Tompkins initially resisted, clutching the child, escalating the tension. Officers repeatedly ordered him to release the child before subduing and handcuffing him. One officer radioed, "We've got him!" marking the moment Tompkins was officially apprehended. Meanwhile, other officers focused on rescuing the remaining occupants. Ishonna Pratcher was found in critical condition, barely breathing, with a broken leg and possible head trauma. Officers immediately performed CPR on site and called for emergency medical support, including a rescue helicopter, the two children, though shaken and possibly sustaining minor injuries, were confirmed to be talking and walking and were safely removed from the vehicle. Tompkins's decision to flee was impulsive, but had devastating consequences. John, a former officer involved in the pursuit, noted that Tompkins displayed a strange calmness while fleeing, suggesting he may not have fully grasped the danger of his actions. John described Tompkins's expression as the calmest look of someone who just made a stupid decision, indicating irresponsibility or a possible altered mental state, potentially due to alcohol or drugs. The choice to restart the vehicle and flee, especially with his fiancée and two children in the car, showed Tompkins prioritized evading the law over the safety of his loved ones. His decision to take the driver's seat from Pratcher may have been an attempt to shield her from arrest, if she had any violations, or to control the situation. However, this action only worsened the outcome, leading to the fatal accident. Tompkins, 26 at the time of the incident, was a resident of Euclid, Ohio, a city near Solon. No detailed information is available about his past, but the charges suggest he may have had a history of traffic violations or substance use. Psychologically, Tompkins appeared flustered and uncooperative during the police check, but exhibited moments of strange calmness while fleeing. A primary cause of the case was the allegation that Tompkins was driving under the influence, DUI/OVI. He was suspected of operating the vehicle while intoxicated by alcohol or drugs, supported by the strong smell of cologne in the car, often used to mask the odor of alcohol. His erratic driving and failure to comply with the police's order to stop further indicated an impaired state. In Ohio, laws regarding drunk driving are stringent, especially when children under 18 are in the vehicle. According to the video, Ohio law allows prosecution for both DUI and child endangerment in the same incident, with harsher penalties if injuries or death result. Tompkins' decision to drive in this condition, with his fiancée and two young children in the car, demonstrated profound irresponsibility. Tompkins and Ishonna Pratcher were a couple, described as fiancée and the mother of their two children. Their relationship appeared close, though it's unclear if there were any prior conflicts leading up to the incident. Ishonna Pratcher, 26, also from Euclid, Ohio. was Tompkins' fiancée and the mother of their 1-year-old boy and 5-year-old girl. She was confirmed deceased on the night of July 1st, 2022, due to severe injuries from the crash, including a broken leg and possible head trauma. She was described as being ejected from the vehicle, underscoring the extreme force of the collision. The 1-year-old boy and 5-year-old girl survived, received hospital treatment, and were placed in the care of relatives. While they sustained no serious physical injuries, they faced significant psychological trauma from losing their mother and witnessing the crash. Tompkins faced the following charges: aggravated vehicular homicide, aggravated vehicular assault failure to comply with police orders, driving under the influence, DUI/OVI, child endangerment. Tompkins was held at Solon jail with a $1 million bond. In November 2022, at the Cuyahoga County Court, he pleaded guilty to all charges. Days later, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison, followed by probation upon release, expected by late 2027, and received a lifetime driver's license suspension. Tompkins expressed deep remorse, stating he lost everything that night, including his best friend, fiancée, and the mother of his children. He apologized to the Pratcher family, saying his heart is heavy and wishing he could trade places with her. He accepted responsibility and hoped his children would be protected. The death of Ishonna Pratcher left an irreparable void for her family, particularly her 2 young children. The fact that the children were placed in the care of relatives means they will grow up without both parents for an extended period. The case raised concerns about traffic safety and the issue of driving under the influence. The Solon Police Department faced pressure to ensure public safety and address similar incidents in the future, with a 5-year prison sentence and a lifetime driver's license suspension. Tompkins faces long-term consequences, including loss of freedom, strained relationships with his children, and challenges reintegrating into society. The Solon Police Department handled the situation professionally, from spotting the erratic vehicle to apprehending Tompkins at the scene. However, the case also sparked questions about police pursuit tactics, especially with children in the vehicle. Tompkins' temporary escape and subsequent crash highlight the challenges of balancing suspect apprehension with public safety. The case serves as a stark warning about the consequences of drunk driving, particularly when children are involved. Ohio's laws on child endangerment and DUI underscore the importance of protecting vulnerable individuals. Additionally, the incident highlights the critical need to comply with the law and cooperate with police to avoid tragic outcomes. This case is not just a story of crime, but a reminder of personal responsibility, traffic safety, and the value of loved ones. Today's criminal pursuit case concludes here. Thank you for following the case throughout, and we hope you've had an engaging experience. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on the latest cases coming your way.